Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I need to freshen up my hair dye. You can start to see the blonde coming through here and here. So Kate's gonna help me and we're gonna do a little Q&A. I thought this would just be like a fun little chance to do it. Okay, so just pretend like I don't look absolutely atrocious as we're doing my hair. And yeah, let's get started. I guess I'll ditch this. Okay, I feel like I need to mix my dye first. Let's see, we have some questions that people have asked, but I guess like, do you want to just start off like, should we tell the story of how we met first? Quick version.
Okay, well, we met for the first time in college, sophomore year of college. Carrie came into my room to talk to my roommate about something.
Shout out Haley.
They had no idea who I was, and I still remember it to this day. Carrie does not remember that. Fast forward 6 years?
No, it wasn't that much. Like 3 years, four years.
No, because we were like fully graduated, and I was like
Yeah, well, sophomore year.
2 years into my job. It was at least 5 years, fast forward. I guess I showed up on Carrie's For You page on TikTok. Yeah, you followed me? I followed you back?
No, I don't know, you showed up my For You page and then I put two and two together like later that you were Haley's friend. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, I think we eventually followed each other. But basically TikTok is how we connected.
And then like our friend Haley. Like,
yeah, and then like I knew Kate wasn't a serial killer because we had a mutual friend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I feel like this is kind of dark.
The internet is the final answer, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, let me get some conditioner because, hold on. Yeah, I guess the internet, like TikTok is the main answer. I guess we can try this and see how it looks.
It's dark.
I know, but this is like the color that it was before.
Okay.
I added a little bit of green to tone it down. Maybe I'll add a little purple. Probably not supposed to mix different brands, but you know, it's okay. It's a science project. Okay, so we have some questions. Let's see. They're kind of random. Okay, the first one, Kristen said, will you adopt me? Yes, if you bring all your dogs.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's some that are like lighthearted and some that are like kind of intense. So let's start with the lighthearted one.
Okay.
What's y'all's favorite lazy, tasty meal to make?
That's a me question.
Yeah, Kate does most of the cooking in our household.
If I'm really feeling, I feel like this is the meal I've been making every day lately.
I'm just gonna start.
I just do like chicken, rice, beans, and if I have tomatoes, I'll chop up some tomatoes.
Yeah, I feel like
some
that
avocado.
It was like a little like almost like a Chipotle bowl that you made this week. It was really good.
Yeah.
We had like sliced jalapenos on it.
Or if I'm like really, really feeling like I have no energy, I'll probably just cook chicken and then like throw a potato in the microwave.
Yeah. I'm also really into sweet potatoes lately, so that's been like just like a comfort meal. Chicken and sweet potatoes.
Do you want me to start doing stuff?
Yeah. Can you maybe do that side? I'll do this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, like if we're really lazy, probably like any Trader Joe's meal. Like
oh yeah.
Meal.
Yeah, we've been really into the Trader Joe's scallion pancakes.
Yes.
So, okay, try not to get on my scalp, please. Because it'll dye it. It's giving me a sensory ick.
Well, I have to rub it around, sorry.
Okay. We've been really into the Trader Joe's scallion pancakes, and like sometimes I'll make like a little like Asian sauce, like vinegar, soy sauce, sesame seeds, chili flakes. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes we do like an Asian almost like taco, and we use the scallion pancakes for that.
Yeah, I mean, we try not to eat a lot of the frozen stuff from Trader Joe's.
But sometimes it's just so easy.
It's so good, so I always like to have some stuff in the freezer just in case. Like if I'm feeling really, not lazy, but just like I used all my spoons up on something else. So.
Yeah, exactly. And also like Kate does most of the cooking, so like I fully am supportive of like if we need to order out or something because they've had a long day or something.
Oh yeah, we really like this new taco place near us.
It's called El Taco.
El Taco.
But they're closed on Sundays, which sucks because we always want it on Sundays.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough about food. Let's see. Florian said, what's the worst thing Charlie has ever done?
Oh, remember that one time she like took all your yarn? And,
Oh
like,
my God, yeah. That was like before we used to, like when she was a puppy, we used to put her in a crate, but then we started to let her have like free reign of the house when we left. And she found a bag of all of my yarn and unraveled every single skein. And it's almost like she took the yarn and ran in circles around the coffee table.
It was like the whole room was covered in yarn.
Yeah, she like chewed up all the paper that holds them together, unrolled all the yarn. They were all knotted together, wrapped around the coffee table. It took me like a week to unravel everything. I was so mad at the time, but it's like funny looking back now. Like, she just like had a good time.
Yeah, she also knocked over our Monstera one
Oh,
time.
yeah, that's on my TikTok.
Yeah.
That was really
like,
bad.
I felt bad for her.
Yeah, she got stuck under the plant stand because she tried to go find her ball. And then, yeah, it was kind of sad. She's kooky.
She's good.
Angela said, how do y'all handle household finances, grocery bills, etc.? This is a good one that I feel like we could do like a whole podcast episode on.
Yeah. We are a combined finance household. So
Kate's also like very well versed in finances. Like your degree is like economics, right?
econ and finance.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean,
they're
like,
more literal, what's that word? Financially literate than me.
Once we were engaged, we were like, we want to buy a house. We want to...
Also, like, we both had student loans, and we figured that if we, like, put our money together, we could, like, knock them down faster together.
It's a lot easier to, like, meet financial goals if you're
If it's
working out of a larger pot of money. So we just put it all together. And then in terms of, like, fun expenses or, like, any, like, personal stuff, like, gifts for each other, we set aside, like, a certain dollar amount from every paycheck that, like, goes into a personal account for us.
Yeah, we essentially have, like, bulk of our paycheck will go to our joint account, but then we each get, like, the same amount of money as, like, almost an allowance for, like, our personal stuff. Because, like, I get my nails done, you go to the gym, like, that kind of stuff we do from our, like, personal things.
Yeah. But we're kind of, like... I feel like
We might lean away from that and just put everything together.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just put it all together at this point.
Just because, like, I don't
It's
know, I
just
feel like it would be
easier.
easier. Yeah, and also being in this relationship healed a lot of my financial trauma because I always felt kind of insecure in relationships because I always made less, and that's the case now. But you've kind of said that it's a partnership. Like, I don't know. Like, I still feel guilty sometimes because you make more than me, but...
But to me, it's
It's
like,
like-
if I get a raise at work, like, that's for us. Like, it's our money. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me. It's just our...
Yeah.
Like, we do everything together. Our life is together. So, like,
Right, I mean, yeah, because, like, if I want to go on a vacation, like, I want you to come. So it's like, we, you know...
But I will
it
say,
together.
like, it requires a lot of trust. Like,
Yeah.
I also understand when, like, women are in relationships with men, like, if you don't feel comfortable combining your finances, like,
Right.
that's fair because
Also...
women should be financially independent from men.
Yeah,
I get that.
very much agree. But it's like worked out really well for us, and I think it's healed a lot of my like financial trauma.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're doing everything in life together, you're living together, you might as well just like put money together and it's easier to hit goals that way. But that's just my opinion.
And it definitely like requires communication and trust.
Yeah.
Do you see yourselves staying in Philly long term? I feel like with the current political climate, it's like everything's kind of up in the air, but like aside from that, we really like Philly and we've talked about seeing ourselves here long term. I mean, we just bought a house, so like we're
like
gonna
have
be here for at least 5 years, hopefully more. We really enjoy our neighborhood. Our neighbors are great. Philly's just so nice. Like yesterday after work, we just took the dog. We walked to a local restaurant and just sat outside and got a drink and some food. And I was just
really,
thinking about how it's so nice to just like live in a city where things are walkable.
Yeah, I really love it here. It's my favorite place I've ever lived and I have lived in quite a few places, so...
Yeah, I haven't lived in so many places, but I think it's probably my favorite place I've lived, besides maybe Paris.
I think our plan would be to stay here as long as it's safe for us to still be here.
And right now we feel safe in our neighborhood. Like our neighbors are all like supporting.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay, next. This one says, dare I ask how wedding planning is going? We were just talking about it last night because our save the dates just came in, which was exciting because it feels like we're actually making progress because we're like behind on that whole thing of like save the dates. They were supposed to go out like 2 months ago, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's a small wedding, so. And it's funny because I think, Kate, you were saying that like you feel like you haven't done anything for the wedding was because I feel like I'm doing most of the planning. Well, we decided that like I'm gonna do most of the planning for the wedding because like that's kind of my vision.
We've collaborated on
No, we
your
have.
planning.
I've like
You're
consulted
just
you.
Better at like
Coordinating.
executing.
Yeah,
the
it's
things
because
that
I'm
we've talked about.
my human design type is what am I, a generator?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I'm good at like doing it.
I think I'm a generator. And,
Am I the manifesting
like, I'm
generator?
good at coming up with the ideas, but
No,
not
I think
so
you're the
good at-
manifesting generator and I'm a generator.
Okay.
Yeah, but we also decided that like I'll do most of the wedding logistics stuff and Kate will do the honeymoon logistics stuff because they're really good at planning trips and like that kind of stuff.
We also just don't have that much to plan for
We don't because it's
the
it's a
wedding.
small
Like,
wedding and we're doing like we're balling on a budget.
we've got a photographer.
Yeah, so
we've got a florist.
I booked the photographer, the florist, the cake. We have your suit already. I'm gonna probably design my own outfit. We have our wedding tasting, the food tasting planned for, I think it's next week or 2 weeks from now. And then like we'll meet our venue coordinator there and then they'll kind of like handle logistics for a lot of other
I
stuff.
feel like at this point it's really just like random decor stuff.
Yeah, we've also started to acquire things like candlesticks and like bud vases from like secondhand stores or like Facebook Marketplace because we want to like be smart financially but also like sustainably. And a lot of the candlesticks are things that like we'll keep for after the wedding. I feel like it's going pretty good. Like, I don't know, I think you have more anxiety about it. I'm more so excited.
I'm just stressed about.
There's just like a lot of drama, which leads into our next question. This one's a little intense. It says, how do you handle family who are conservative and support Trump? When you figure it out, let us know.
Yeah.
Do you want to comment on that?
I feel like this is my like talking point for therapy every single week, but
Yeah.
currently at this point my solution is like setting boundaries and protecting my peace.
Yeah.
So
Which
I totally understand people who need to make those exceptions for their family, and like luckily my parents don't fall into that bucket, so
Yeah, our parents don't fall into that bucket, which is good.
but I do have other family that does, so
Yeah, we both have people on our sides that do.
at this point I just don't want to associate myself with those people, so that's
Yeah.
how I'm dealing with it.
And I think it kind of ties into the whole wedding stuff because we were saying like we want to try and avoid drama. And so I think it's just like being really intentional about setting boundaries to protect our peace while also like not trying to cause unnecessary drama. But like we also have to be really mindful that like our wedding is going to be super small and intimate and it's going to be a queer and trans wedding. So like we want people there who 100% support us and like don't have any question about that. So
yeah.
I think it's definitely like a learning curve and we've both done a lot of therapy, like individual and together, not against each other, but like as a team.
And I also think for me, it's like, it's not a completely closed door. It's like, I'm hoping that over the next few years, people realize,
Yeah, and like we're trying
Why?
to have conversations as well.
like why it is such a hard thing for us. But I'm at the point in my life where like, I'm not interested in convincing people to care about me or care for me. So, yeah.
Oh, my glove broke.
Are we done with the...
That was all the questions from that one, but I have another one somewhere. I have to find it.
Hi, Lily. You want to say hi? Come here.
Say hi to the camera. She's scared.
Oh, she's scared of the bathroom.
1 second. Okay, let me get some coffee.
I need some coffee, too.
I've actually like never looked worse right now.
Same. Are we just waiting for this to like set and then?
Yeah, we should probably set an alarm. Hey Google, set a timer for 30 minutes.
You know you have 30 minutes.
30, yes. Okay, there's more here. Okay, let's see. Let's do the same thing where we started from like least serious to most serious. Okay, Wawa or Sheets? There's only one right answer.
Wawa.
Wawa. I honestly
I
have
don't
never had
think
Sheets.
Sheets.
Yeah, so, but also like I'm from Delaware, we live in Philly, so I feel like we have to say Wawa. Are you and Kate both from the Philly area? Well, I just said I'm from Delaware. I lived there most of my life, so like 30 minutes from Philly. But you've moved around a lot. So.
Yeah, my parents were like born and raised in Philly, And I was born in Delaware. My dad's job moved around a lot, so I've lived in like a couple different states, including Missouri, Alabama, Connecticut, New York.
I feel like we could do a whole podcast episode on like what it was like growing up queer in those places.
Yeah, but Philly feels most like home to me, I guess.
Yeah, which is nice. I feel like it's kind of like cyclical for you because like your family is like from here. And
Yeah, like I
here.
grew up always being here and like
your
visiting
extended family
here. So it's always felt like home to me, except now I actually live here, so that's nice.
Angela said, are you going to make your wedding outfit? So we said, I won an Instagram giveaway, so we got Kate's suit for free. It's really hot. And then I am going to make my own wedding outfit. At least that's the plan. I still have to design it, and I'll probably like do a series on it. I feel like that would be like fun content. Hope said, how did you know you were in love for both of you? And then Megan said, how/when did you know you were the one for each other?
Oh.
Want to go first?
It's pretty instant for me. I feel like I fall in love really quickly, so.
I feel like I tend to fall in love quickly with people who are non-men.
Yeah.
Because for context, like I'm bisexual, and there's some like lore to the way that our relationship started. Because like we first met and became internet friends when I was in a previous relationship. Mm-hmm. And then like once that ended, then we like became more than friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like, okay, so the first time we hung out, like when we kissed, I've never like felt like it, like it's just like so stupid, but like I feel like it felt like so natural. Like I've never kissed somebody and it felt like so natural to me.
That's so cute.
And then like on the way home, I was like calling all my friends. I was like, I'm in love. I think I'm literally in love right now. So
that's so funny. I think it took me a little bit longer because I was like, I don't mean that in an offensive way. I think I was just being like cautious because like, I don't know, things just felt so good and easy that I was like, what's the catch? And also because I was like somewhat freshly out of a previous relationship, I didn't want to just like make it a rebound.
Yeah.
I wanted to like be smart about things.
It did feel really easy, which gave me a lot of anxiety. Because I've only been in relationships where it felt like really hard and like that I was like chasing the person.
Yeah, like really strong emotions.
With this relationship, it's always just felt like I never have to wonder or like question if you're gonna be there.
Yeah, I think we also expressed that early in our relationship, both of us had this feeling of like, oh my God, I think we have to break up because like the other person's too nice.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong? Like, waiting for the other shoe to drop or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that, like, things have always just felt so, like, effortless and easy. I mean, not to say that we haven't had struggles and, like, it doesn't take communication, but I've just never really had a doubt. Like, if we ever have an argument, I've never been like, oh my God, this is it. We're going to break up. Like, I've always just thought, like, we can figure it out.
Yeah. And, like, any difficult thing we've gone through externally, like, not between each other, I've always felt like you're always there for me through it.
Oh.
And like, I don't know, if I just think about like the worst thing that could happen to me, like thinking about like a parent dying or like some like tragedy happening, I just know that like you would be there for me through it.
Yeah, and I feel like we have experienced that. Like we've been through, like both of us have had family deaths and like definitely ups and downs and like career stuff and just identity, and I feel like we've always been each other's constant, so that's nice.
Yeah, we're very similar.
Yeah, it's so nice to like have someone who you see the world similarly as and like how the world sees you similarly.
Especially over this past year, like there's been so many times where I just felt like I was being gaslit by...
Yeah, like nobody else gets it.
Like nobody understands where I'm coming from, but then we would talk and I was like... Thank fucking God there's somebody in this universe who, like, understands where I'm coming from.
It's also just, like, such a nice feeling to, like, have... I mean, I know this is, like, such a luxury in, like, this economic climate, but it's an unmatched feeling that we, like, have our own house, and it's, like, the two of us and our dog, and, like, we just, like, have created our own safe space, and, like, I know when I come home, like, I can just, like, be who I am. Mm-hmm. Which is, like, kind of sappy, but... I don't know, I've always wanted that. So, I mean, not that I haven't had that before, but it's just really nice to, like, come home to the person you love. You're gonna get dye on you. Okay, well, that was cute. Okay, let's see. Any tips on navigating first WLW relationship / long distance relationship or just long distance in general? So when we started our relationship, we were like, we said long distance, but I guess it's like more considered medium distance because it was like a 3.5 hour drive. So it like wasn't easy.
It was like 2.5 to 3.
Well, I used to drive to you during rush hour, so it was like 3.5.
Yeah.
Because I would like go visit Kate after work on a Friday, and it would take me like 3.5 hours to get there. But I think we just were really intentional about like planning the next time we were gonna see each other. So that way it's not like, oh, I miss you. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna see you next. It's like you always had something to look forward to. And we used to do a lot of like fun weekend trips together because instead of like you coming to me or me coming to you, we would
Go somewhere.
yeah, go somewhere, which like I kind of miss that. Like we used to, I mean, we're going on a trip soon, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I think communication's really big too.
Yeah.
Wait, we're talking about serious things, but I literally look like this.
Say.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah, I think just communication. I had been in a semi-long distance relationship before this, and it's like exhausting to be like, when can I see you again? When can I come see you? So we were always just like, yeah, like I think it was like every other weekend we planned to see each other.
we saw each other at least once a month, like typically every other weekend or like every 3 weekends.
And we would alternate. So
Yeah.
I would drive to Carrie. Carrie would then drive to me the next time. Or because I was like fully remote at the time, sometimes I would just drive to Carrie and stay a few extra days and just work from their place.
Yeah, because at the time I was like fully in office and you were fully remote, so I liked when you would come to me because then like you could stay longer. But
It's
I also
really nice long distance, like testing out
living
with
together.
somebody because like whenever you visit them, you're staying for like probably 2 days at least, so you can get a feel for what it's like to actually live with the person.
Yeah, which was like good because I mean I grew up an only child and like the only time I've ever had roommates was in college, but like it was like this is your side of the room and this is my side of the room. So like it was a good test. And I would say that probably the hardest time in our relationship was when you first moved in with me full time, like because I wasn't used to having everything combined.
Yeah.
And I think it was just kind of a learning curve, but it definitely helped to be long distance first and kind of like get a gauge. Yeah.
Plus, we got a dog like 3 days, 3 weeks after we moved in.
Yeah, because Kate was like, I need somebody while I'm working from home.
Yeah.
These two, I feel like it's a two-parter, like 2 separate questions, but they kind of tie together. The first one is, how did y'all discover that you're queer / non-binary? And then how did you come out to your parents? I think it's like 2 different answers for queer versus non-binary, because I think that like, I was just knew I was like kind of different like from other people, like, and I don't know if that's the queer part or like the gender part, but I remember like a little traumatizing lore. I told one of my friends in like 7th grade that I think I was bi, and she just like acted like she didn't hear me. And I was like, okay, cool. So we're just gonna put a pin in that, and then I didn't address it until like late high school, early college.
That bitch.
Yeah. Which is probably fine because it was like a survival tactic because I went to Catholic school. So gender stuff is a lot more nuanced and like I think it's more recent for both of us than sexuality.
Feel like this could be a whole video in and of itself.
Yeah, we should like make a whole video. Let's do like a quick answer and we can do like a whole video later.
Yeah.
But I think like coming out to parents for me, it was easier to come out to my mom and a little bit more scary to come out to my dad, but like as far as sexuality, they were both like super accepting. It's been more recent in like the last few years about like coming out as non-binary to my parents. And I think there's definitely a generational divide and there's definitely some struggles there, but I think they're like trying. I think that means a lot.
Yeah.
Like my mom just went to like a support group for like parents of trans kids and adults. And I thought that was really sweet because I like sent it to her and she like immediately signed up. So that meant a lot. I think pronouns are tough for our parents' generation, but I mean, our parents love us, so like they might not get it, but I feel like, I mean, it's not that they're not accepting, so that's good. Like, I don't know if that made sense, but it's definitely like a work in progress with like communication and yeah, so that's me. What about you?
Yeah, well, I grew up like all of my adolescent years into like teen years in Missouri, in like a super Catholic
We both went to
environment.
Catholic school. Catholic
Yeah.
all-girls schools.
Yeah, I went to Catholic school like from first grade through high school. So, being queer was like not really an option for me. I knew like maybe two people that were out and like their things did not go well for them. So, I feel like I just didn't even let myself think about it.
Yeah.
But I definitely knew by the time I was in high school. I just didn't do anything about it. And then
It's so funny to me because, like, since I've come out and, like, before when I was on dating apps, like, in college and stuff, I used to see so many people from my high school that were, like, they had, like, girls on. And I was like, why were we not out in high school? Like, this could have been, like, more
same.
fun. It could have been, like, more accepting, more fun. And, like, now I'm, like, good friends with one of my friends who went to my high school for a little while, and like they're also queer and non-binary, and it's like, why did we not know this while we were in high school? And like we hung out with our partners and stuff recently, and it was like
yeah, literally
crazy.
probably half of the girls that I went to school with are queer now. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's fun. That's very full circle. I wish that we could have had fun in high school. But I feel like I just knew based on like vibes. Like I never really had
feel like-
any interest in men, period.
I feel like it was more obvious for you because like you also used to dress in like little boys' clothes and stuff, and like
Yeah, and all that kind of ties into the gender stuff too.
Yeah.
Because I like as a kid I was very
tomboy.
boyish.
Which is funny because I was like the opposite. I used to always wear skirts and dresses. And also like I think me like being bisexual, I think I like it took me a little bit longer to figure out stuff because it was like, oh yeah, like I guess I do like guys too. But then I just didn't address the other side of it for a
Also
while.
like TV shows for me, like Grey's Anatomy.
Cali in Arizona.
Yes, like when I saw that for the first time, I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, this is the first time I've ever felt something.
That's so funny.
And then
It's funny because you know how people say like they ask you like your queer awakening or whatever, like, and it's always like some hot girl or whatever in a show. For me, like, okay, this is a hear me out moment.
mine was Megan Fox. I'm not gonna lie. Transformers.
Yeah, okay. Well, mine is a fully hear me out because it's not going to make sense at first. Mine was Kurt Hummel from Glee, and it wasn't like an attraction thing. It was like a I see myself in you somehow. And I think it was like because he didn't really fit in. He was like a little quirky into like fashion. Like there was like some gender play going on. I don't know. Like I feel like I just like saw myself in that character.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It wasn't like an attraction, but like a you know what I mean?
You know who I felt that way about?
Who?
What was that movie? Cheaper by the Dozen.
Oh, the girl, the backwards hat.
The girl, I was like,
Yeah, Allison Stoner, right?
Yeah,
and she's
Allison
queer.
Stoner,
Or they? I think they use they them pronouns.
yeah, I felt that for sure.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Okay, can we be done now? Because I really need to poop.
Yeah, we can be done. I need to wash this out now, and maybe we'll do like a closing clip with my final results so I don't leave you looking at this mess. Okay, final reveal now. Okay, I'm back. I washed my hair. I blow dried it a little bit, and I'm gonna use some O'Dowd's Clay Texture Spray, and I already put a little bit of styling treatment in it, but I might add a little more, just for some volume. I feel like this is a pretty good color. It'll fade, so it'll be a little more noticeable. Bluish, greenish. I added a little bit of purple to balance it out a little, make it a little more rich. Got my styling treatment just for a little volume. What do we think? Should I do a full hair and makeup routine video? Does anyone care? Does anyone want to see that? My hands are sticky now. I have an affiliate code for O'Dowd's if you want to check them out. It's a queer and trans owned hair and self-care business. Love their products. I'll put it in the description. Make sure you check it out. What do you think?
Beautiful, beautiful, gorgina.
You like it? It's still a little wet, but once it dries, I feel like it'll be
I like it. It's like
nice.
it was getting really light, and it's darker now.
I like that it was fading to light, but I mean, it looks really dark right now in this lighting. I don't know if you can, I guess in this lighting it's okay, but when I go outside, it'll be nice. Maybe I'll insert a little picture here. Okay, do you have anything else to say?
No.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. To videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m.
That's way too much.
No,
I don't have time to edit that.
I know. I just want to sound like a YouTube influencer.
Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something about us. Let us know if you want us to do another Q&A. Drop some questions in the comments. Thanks for being in my video. Love you.
Love you.